I'm about to make a very delicious dessert that you are going to want to have on your summer table. It is divine. Let's get started. First things first, we're gonna start with a few simple ingredients. We've got pie crust mix, some heavy whipping cream, a little bit of apricot preserves, lemon, berries, fresh, summer delicious berries, and a little bit of powdered sugar. This is a berry slab pie. It is easy and quick to make, and you can cut it up and eat it with your hands, and that's what I love about it. So the way we get started is I've taken my pie crust mix and I've gone ahead, mixed it up in the food processor, rolled it out, and I let it chill for about an hour. So now we've got it out of the fridge, and I just want to show you a little trick. If you're gonna bake a pie crust, you have got to make sure to prick the bottom of it with some tines of a fork. That way it's not gonna rise up and get the big bubbles in it. So I've finished that. I'm gonna pop this into the oven, and while this bakes, I'm gonna make the most delicious homemade whipped cream cheese topping to go with this. All right, so we're gonna start with 2 cups of heavy cream to make our delicious whipped cream. Not enough, let me get a little bit more. Look at all that yummy cream. So we're gonna pour this in the mixer and beat this until some nice soft peaks form. All right, so you wanna use not your paddle, but your whisk. And turn it on about medium to get it started. Let it whisk for just a minute. I'm gonna add just the remaining of this. And then you can turn it up and let it whisk just until the soft peaks form, which is probably about 2 or 3 minutes, not very long at all. Increase the speed just a little bit until it's on high. All right, so this recipe is a little bit of a 2-part process. We're gonna now transfer it to a bowl and let it sit while we make our cream cheese mixture. Then we're gonna add this back slowly into the cream cheese mixture to form the filling for the berry slab tart. The news is you can use the exact same mixing bowl. You don't have to clean it out because we're gonna combine everything at the end anyway. So while the whipped cream was whipping, I opened up my softened cream cheese. So I'm gonna add that to our bowl. And I'm gonna add about a cup of powdered sugar. So we've taken our whipped cream and we put it in a bowl. We're setting that aside. You can pop it in the fridge if you're gonna have to take time in between steps. But we're gonna use the exact same mixing bowl so you don't have to mess up a lot of things in your kitchen. Put your whisk back in. Like I said, you can use the exact same one to do this again because we're gonna combine these 2 ingredients at the end anyway. And what we're looking to do is just get a nice and fluffy cream cheese filling right here. And we're gonna lighten it up even more when we add our whipped cream back into it. All right, if y'all can just give me a moment, I'm gonna clean this up really quick and then we'll jump right back in to making this. All right, we just had a little snafu, but we're back. We're back in action again. So start this very slowly. I got a little heavy-handed back there when I was moving the knob, but start it slowly, cream the cream cheese and the powdered sugar together. All right, so I love that you can pretty much do this recipe all in one bowl. Actually, it's 2 bowls, but you can make it without having to clean your mixing bowl, which is really nice. You don't have to take that extra time and go that extra step. So we're gonna put all of this into the mixer, and we're just gonna lightly fluff this. So what we're doing is this homemade whipped cream is gonna give this the light texture that we need on the inside of the fruit tart. All right, let's give it a quick whisk in. You're just lightly combining it, and then I'm gonna finish it off with a spatula and fold it in just a little bit more. All right, so remember earlier when we put our pie crust in the oven and let it bake? Came out beautifully. You want it nice and golden brown. You can see there's not a lot of bumps in it. It didn't rise too much. That's exactly what you're looking for. So now we begin the fun part. I like to take and add just a little bit of lemon zest to my whipped cream. I think it just brightens the flavor, it cuts some of the sugar, and it just makes it taste bright and summery. For all those summer parties you're gonna be having, you are gonna love to serve this dessert. It's quite refreshing, but sweet all at the same time. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of lemon to it right here, just to brighten it up. And then we're gonna add just a little bit of the zest of the lemon. which will really take the flavor up a notch. The majority of the flavor is concentrated in the beautiful lemon zest. All right, not too much, just a little bit. Then fold this again to make sure it's incorporated. And now for the fun part. I love this dessert because it's rustic and it's easy to make. So what we're gonna do now is spread this cream directly on top of our tart. I mean, should we call this a tart, a slab, a pie crust slab? You can call it whatever you want. But the thing I like about it is if you do not have a pie dish in your house, you can always make this tart because all you need is parchment and a sheet pan. So while I was spreading my whipped cream, I took and put just a little bit of apricot preserves on the stove with a little bit of water. And I think it is ready. So I heated this on low, and what you will do with this is top your berries with this, and this is what will give you that nice, beautiful sheen on the top of your fruit tarts. So I'm gonna put that here, and we're gonna let the fun begin. So I've got raspberries, I've got blueberries, and I've got blackberries. Now I've done this before where I add peaches in here, and I slice the peaches and just place them in 3 rows all the way down the fruit tart, and then I add my berries on top of that. But unfortunately, I could not find any peaches. For some reason, they're just not in yet. So we're gonna do it with just the berries today. And you just kind of place your berries all throughout the fruit tart. There's no specific special rhyme or reason. So now we're gonna take and top the fruit tart or the berry slab with some of this delicious apricot preserves. You can put it on warm, brush it on top of the fruit. It's gonna make the fruit just shine beautifully, and it also gives that just extra little sweetness on top. This is not an overly sweet dessert, so you cannot go wrong with adding a little bit of apricot preserves on top. All right, we've got a little bit of fresh mint to garnish with. And that's a wrap, y'all. You're gonna love it. I had to have a second bite. It's that good.